Designing my own space was one of my dreams, which I had when I was young. This home was designed to be my sanctuary, not just for myself, but also for my friends and family to come and chill. So it's a space that suits my taste and of course to unwind while playing some of the jazz classic. I want my house to be recreation of the jazz bar and lounges that I visit during my travels in Scandinavia. And of course, I want to recreate the same feeling myself as well as my guests and my friends. If you look at Scandinavian design like Danish brands, that they have hotels and boutique hotels after the branding, you can see the design are very clean, very simple, but yet very elegant and luxurious. Music is a big part of my life, so the early sketches of that influenced the design of my house and the experience. Bought the speakers from B&O before and of course after the renovation was done, so I think they integrate very well to the design philosophy of my house. Hi, my name is Jay. I work in the maritime industry, so I stay in this place with my 1-year-old cover pool. Her name is Marble. It's a 5-room HDB in Pinnacle, Duxton. Approximately 1,200 square feet, and I've been staying here for 2 years. I want to come back to a place as if I'm going to a hotel. This is how I decided to renovate the whole place, and it took me some months to get it to the state it is today. For the structure, I chose white laminate layered over polycarbonate to waterproof the structure from rain. So I add another layer of sound dampening so I don't bother my neighbors when I have gatherings. I wanted the home to be isolated and almost feel like entering another world by framing the front door. When you walk into the house, you first see this long corridor clad in fabric to conceal the bomb shelter, and that leads to the dining and bar counter. So one of my hobbies is cocktail mixing, so I wanted an open bar to display the spirits I purchased from various places I travel. For the backsplash of the open bar, I went with raw unfinished travertine with a backsplash light to highlight the color of the spirits, with the travertine acting as a reflector for it. To keep things clean and easy, I went with a stainless steel countertop for my bar, and the depth is where I can actually store my wine fridge. So when I have guests over, they can simply pick the spirit of their choice, and I'll make a cocktail in front of them for a bit of showmanship and fun. Cooking is my favorite hobby, and the dining table is the center of space where I usually have nice gathering with my friends to try out the food and of course the cocktail that I make for them. The design of the table and the decoration of the chairs were simple, yet aesthetic, so my poodle can run around without being obstructed by the furniture. So I wanted to create the ambience of the bar where the music is consistent throughout the house and even when I work, because this dining table doubles as my workspace. Having control over my music is very important to me. I like to adjust things quickly while I work or chat people. So I decided to place my BO Hello on the dining table to control all the speakers in the house to set certain moods, and my guests can easily use the remote to control the music as well. So whether it's just for me or if I'm having people over, I know all the speakers are connected to one device and can play the music simultaneously. Almost like a bar where you visit where there are speakers all around. I wanted to engage in conversation with my guests while I'm cooking, so I went for open dry kitchen for light prep meals. I keep things simple and functional with a stainless steel countertop and backsplash for easy cleaning, and kept the heavy cooking done in a wet kitchen. The kitchen island is made with green onyx slab. I wanted to create a pop of color in the kitchen and include more green and earthy tone to the space. The onyx has some beautiful leftovers and I couldn't bear to throw them away, so I repurposed them to create a coffee table which now sits in my living room. My friends and family love music, so the living room is a perfect place for them to enjoy the music I play to create a more communal environment during this gathering. I lay the furniture in a circle so they can gather around, chill, and of course sing along. So when my guests are done with a meal, they often move to the living area to admire the view, which looks great and create a different mood depends on the time of the day. So the living room has more fabric and sweet textured stool for people to relax and finish a drink while admiring the view. During the renovation, I found a structural pillar that couldn't be removed. So instead of the usual flat design, I wanted to create something different with a visual interest. So I designed a curved TV console with lights to accentuate curve. One of the details I loved was the ability to change the wood grain on the TV, and I actually opt for colors to actually match the wood grain of my favorite two speakers, the B&O A9 and the soundstage. I chose B&O because obviously I love their design. I think their design integrates very well to my design ideas and philosophy, and plus they have a good balance of sound for the music I'm playing. So I play like jazz, lo-fi, and something a bit more ambient music instead of the heavy kind of music. I think B&O does a very good job in this area, and I think the sound quality has never failed me, to be honest. Behind the sofa, I wanted something modular that could be changed anytime. So I picked out this customized centerpiece from Linger Rose called Clouds to add a little more dimension to the otherwise plain and white wall. The flooring stretches to the bedrooms. I wanted to make it look seamless with a grout line almost invisible. So I went with very large format terrazzo tiles with sealant that was polished to make the terrazzo seem like a large slab. For the common bathroom, I wanted to maintain the mood and ambience. The walls are layered with grey terrazzo tiles, and I want to have this energy of the bar/cafe where you actually sit and hear the music even in the bathroom. So I often get questions from people on where the sound was coming from while they're using the bathroom. And sometimes it's really funny to actually freak people out by increasing or playing something weird, but then while in the toilet. The common bedroom is where my dog rests, so most of the room is filled with loose furniture to store her needs and toys. For the master, I have a bird's eye view of the coastline and the city. And to make sure I have a pleasant sea view in the morning, I centralize most of the layout around the bed position. I want to make the room cozy with a little color to match the outside. So I opt for turquoise fabric for the headboard, and I chose a light from mustard just to set the mood in the evening. For dressing table, I mainly use it as extra work desk, but it's also where I place my BO sound too, so I can enjoy both the speakers while I watch movie in my room or I'm out and about in the house. So I keep the room mostly functional. I want to make sure I have sufficient storage. I use white laminate for the floor to ceiling wardrobe to keep things clean, with secondary function as a backdrop for my projector. So the white laminate allows me to enjoy the movie with the best colors. I think the home should be timeless, luxurious, and it might suit like in generation to come, I think. I mean, the house should stand on its own in terms of design where it can stand time. So it should be a place that I feel that is accordance to my taste, personalized to my liking in terms of my lifestyle, in terms of my eyes for design. So I guess this is the almost the best version of what I think a design should be.